Mark Tremonti is one of the most iconic guitar players of all time, and today we're going to try to achieve his rhythm guitar tone using only plugins. Mark Tremonti is famously known to be the guitarist of Creed, but for those who don't know, he's also the guitarist for Octave and his own band Tremonti. So from the information available online and interviews from Mark Tremonti, he speaks about the fact that how his rig keeps changing and it's never really fixed. So for today's video, what we're going to focus on is his sound from the year 2006 to maybe 2010. And the tone we're going for is a very chunky, is a very thick, fat guitar tone. And I think that's what separates Mark Tremonti's tone from other metal and rock guitarists. So we're doing everything in the box, so we're not going to achieve the exact same sound, but we're going to try our best to get that Mark Tremonti chunky signature sound. Hey guys, so welcome to the session. And today I've prepared a demo track for you guys. It's not mixed, it's not mastered, it's just everything is a bit raw, again just for demonstration purposes to get that Mark Tremonti tone. So let me just play you the track I have created for this demo. So yeah, we're just focusing on the rhythm guitar tone, not solos or anything, but just the main rhythm guitar chunky tone. So now the information that I've gotten, most of it is from an interview that Mark Tremonti did with Premier Guitar, and I think it was from 2 or 3 years back. And also taking information from another interview that Mark Tremonti did, where he was talking about his setup during that 2007 to 2010 year span. So what we have today is 2 channels. So we've got 2 amp setups. One is a Mesa Rectifier amp, and the other one is a Bogner-style amp. So it's very simple, and I'll show you a screenshot from the Premier Guitar interview that Mark Tremonti did, where he shows his pedal board setup. So taking information from that and combining it with his amp setups from that 2006 to 2010 era, we've created a tone for today's video. So as you can see, as always, I have my THU slate because again, it has a lot of different amp models in here and it's easier to create these sort of tones for such videos. So let me go channel by channel. So for the first Mesa Rectifier channel, it's a very simple setup. And like you've seen from that screenshot, we've sort of used almost the same pedals that he has. The only thing we don't have here is a modulation pedal and the wah-wah pedal. Again, we're not doing solos, so we don't really need the wah-wah right now. And the modulation pedal, he uses it for his clean tones. So we are left with all the pedals that he uses for his rhythm sections. So what we're going to do is we're just going to engage everything one at a time, and then we're just going to see how it sounds. So another thing I want to state is that I have the same pedals for the Bogner channel as well. I've recorded them on separate tracks again, so it just gives me a bit more control. So for the rectifier channel, this is what the plain tone sounds like. And these are the amp settings right now. And for the cab settings, we've used the Mesa cab that's available on this software plugin. And the interview he did with Rick Beato, he was speaking how they recorded all their tones using an SM57 and a Royer 121. So I've used those in here as well. So obviously the first pedal that he had was the Ibanez Tube Screamer, and usually the drive is dialed down much less than this, and the level as well. But for this particular guitar that I'm using, I needed to modify these settings to get that tone. And of course I'm using a Fender Strat. He plays a PRS. He has his own signature model. It's not going to sound the same, so obviously the tweaking is very, very subjective to the guitar. So we engage the Ibanez Tube Screamer. With that. Just makes it a bit more chunky, a bit more fatter. But after adding the Tube Screamer, we have a lot more noise. So again, he was using the gate expander, and again, he had the same explanation because of the noise with all this drive from the amp and from the Tube Screamer. So the gate will help us with that. The next pedal that we have is an octaver in the chain. So again, there's just like an octave below blended in to the tone just to make those chugs and the rhythm sections a bit more heavier. So if you really want to hear the octaver in action, like if I play the notes like a solo bit, right? That's how you can hear it. But again, for the rhythm sections, you really don't want to hear it too much. Just have the right amount of blend in there. We also have an EQ here where I've just cut out some mud and added a bit more low end. Again, he has a lot of low end in his guitar tone, especially you hear it more in the chugs. A lot of metal guitarists really tame that using multiband compressors in post, but he seems to keep that chug in there. Like it will make your speakers pump when you listen to the Alter Bridge or Creed tracks. So I've added a bit more low end and cut out some mud. And with that, we're going to do more processing later in terms of EQ, so this is a good starting point. So I want to take a quick break to address something to the viewers of this channel or people watching this video. More than 58% of the viewers aren't subscribed to my channel, so it would be really helpful if you could hit subscribe. It just takes 2 seconds. So your support means the world to me, and if you could hit subscribe, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. We move on to the Bogner now, and this is blended in at a much lower level. From what this plugin says, this is modeled on the Bogner XTC. It's not an Uberschall, but it's the only Bogner that we have. So again, same settings on the pedals. Again, we're just getting that Bogner character from this amp. Again, this amp just gives it a bit of a smoother character, and both together we get this. Just adds to the body of the entire guitar tone. So really simple, really straightforward. I've already recorded these guitar parts. So what you're seeing on the left and right channel is the blend of those two amps. Those two amps are recorded into this channel, and then we did 2 takes, and then we get this. And let me just bypass all these post effects that I've done. Alright, so the first thing I've done is on both the channels I've added this EQ, just cutting out some really harsh whistling resonant frequencies. I was hearing it a lot, again because these digital models have a lot of this digital fuzz. Sometimes you really have to control them. So let me just solo this one track and play you the before and after. Immediately much warmer, right? So we have the same thing on both the channels, and both these tracks are going into a guitar bus. and I have an ozone here. You can use any multi-band compressor that you have. And what I'm doing here is I just have that band from 20 to 120 Hertz, and I'm just compressing that low end and evening out the entire low end signal so it's a bit more consistent across the entire performance. So if I play the delta, you'll hear what's being compressed. It's mostly the chugs. Again, just controlling the chugs a little bit, but not completely eliminating them. And finally, we have a VMR. Just adding some saturation on the channel strip. Then we have an SSL style EQ where we're cutting out some mud at 200 Hertz. It's subtle, but it just tightens up the sound a little bit more. Then we have a compressor. Now I just want to tighten up the sound like even more. And I'm using it at a very slow setting. So again, it just accents on the attacks and on the chugs and sort of tightens up the entire tone as a whole as well. And finally, I have this filter here, which is basically cutting off until 10 kilohertz high cut. Again, just to get rid of all that high-end fizz that we've introduced after the compression and the EQs and everything, just to again just round off that tone a little bit more and make it sound a bit more natural and analog. So before and after. Makes it a bit more pleasing to listen to. And again, Tremonti doesn't have a lot of like high-end fuzz. He's like a die-hard hardcore analog guy. So again, in the mix. And that's it from whatever information we found online. Software-wise, this is what we can do. And a lot of his tone is, of course, from the guitar he's playing, from his amps, the real amps, and his gear that he's using. But again, it's also in his hands. He's just a beast when it comes to his picking style and his chugs. And I'm sure if we had like a PRS guitar right now, we could get much closer to that tone for sure. So try it for your guitar, see how it sounds like in the box. If you don't have access to all that gear like I do. But I'm sure it'll work really great for a hard rock or a metal track that you may be working on. So yeah, thank you for watching. So if you stuck by to the end of this video, I hope you enjoyed this video. Of course, we are not able to get the exact Mark Tremonti signature sound. Of course, we have a different guitar, we have a complete different setup. But at least we were able to get that sort of Mark Tremonti character from the plugins that we used and the little bit of processing that we did. And this is something you can apply to your productions as well. Mark Tremonti doesn't seem to have really complex setups. Like you saw, it's just simple overdrive and good amps and really great playing from his end. He is definitely one of the guitar maestros, and I think he's very underappreciated for what he does. And besides being a fantastic guitar player, I think he's a fantastic vocalist as well. So if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to let me know in the comments who I should cover next. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit the bell icon for more production videos like this. And thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.